Hi, welcome. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Depends upon time zone. Today we are moving ahead with our social media training part and the last portion of the social media activities. And yesterday we completed almost Facebook, but today continue with the plugins where we stopped yesterday. Okay, so thank you so much, all of you, once again tuning in time. We will, without further wasting much time, we'll jump to the topic, which is of today Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. We'll try to cover probably tomorrow YouTube. Let's see how fast we can go. I'll be going a little faster because all the session which we are doing today, we'll have a practical session during our championship period and the boot camp. Before we championship, we'll have a couple of days, everything, make it ready. Your plugin is ready, your Facebook is ready. There is something called boot camp. So both the time, we will do discussion on it, okay? Because there is no point, again, I'm elaborating all the aspects. Then when I look back, so for example, all of you remember that I discussed in detail about the auditing. So unless we practically do that, that elaboration has no meaning. So what we do is I put the terminologies and the points and the strategies and methods and the style in which you wanted. I'll mention it is. Then we'll move on, and just before maybe championship, couple of days before, we'll put a boot camp and make it ready. So by the time all of you make it ready, all the things, so we can do a fantastic thing through social media promotions, especially to the website, whether it's an OSM or a drop service or affiliate, whatever we are doing. In fact, even for a YouTube, we need aggressively to use YouTube done for you channel. We need to aggressively use social media, right? So that's the reason Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, it's become very important. So in this series, as we discussed yesterday, therefore yesterday as well, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, and it will be covered Insta and Pinterest as well. And we also should now go for a 3I integration method. You might have noticed I'm also mentioning in perspective of the SEO. That's also equally important. And of course, we'll be doing so many paid campaigns as well. So all put together, we will be doing so much other activities as well with social media. And much more important is I would like you to go back to the previous recordings and start implementing, setting up your Facebook page and promotions and what content part you need to work, creative part you want to work, copy part you have to work, audience part you work, and joining in the groups and participating other activities, peeping into the competitors and looking at how they're doing. All the things are also important to start a social media aspect. As I mentioned last time, if you take out 100 days out, the maximum time we spent on as one topic is actually social media. So that's, I would like you to give that importance for a social media. So without this, without giving much importance or without having much idea about it as, at social media, or without having a presence, without have a quality team with you, will be very difficult. So I agree. One of the things, like the previous days, our class will not be that interesting and inspiring and motivating because we give a more important one information now for us to start up doing it. As many people told me, it's quite difficult to understand. It's not that difficult to understand if you're really planning to implement it, is because this is what you have to do. Because most of the people who uses the social media, as well as on a website, they are actually always stuck with one portion. It is, how do I get the customers? How do I get the traffic? I'm not able to grow. So that's exactly the focus now. We need to grow. We need to reach out to the people. So today, especially over the plugins part, that's what I'm trying to cover. Okay. So with this, we'll start. I'll connect you to the PowerPoint. Please get settled in. Take a pen and paper, beverages, whatever you wanted. So we'll spend next 100 minutes in detail about discussing what Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Okay. We'll go to the next part. Okay. So once again, I'll welcome all of you to the Digital Mastery Challenge of 100 Days of Digital Mastery Challenge program today, 85th day, October 13th, Tuesday. I'm live from Doha, Qatar, evening at 6 p.m. Okay. So we'll start with, so today, continue, or in fact, that's the right word, about social media. So yesterday we were discussing about the Facebook. Then we stopped with the word the plugins. So plugins are the most important things for social media usage, to especially to grow, to have a value, to try to get more impact with the social medias, any social media user. We start discussing one by one today, or start with the Facebook. Then we go to Twitter as well. So we discussed about the plugin earlier about when we discussed with the tools, and we also discussed about various plugins and various add-ons. So various locations we discussed. And we also discussed some of the tools, and the tools time when we discussed various social media tools, all things applicable. So all put together, this 100 days, whatever we are discussing about, we need to put at a time, and especially when you go to a championship, we need to use all the things. So when I use the championship, the terminology, the team, and we come out of the terminology which we used as a championship, the word actually, like, so thanks to Eva, our colleague, she came out with this idea of a word called championship. So championship is basically now when you know how to run or you to participate in any of the athletic activities, you use entire energy, you will be prepared, you will be focused, right? All your resources we use, whether it's a relay or a high jump or a long jump, right? Same thing you want to know. So you say I can run faster, but in your relay you are not able to run faster. There's no point, right? And if you say that I can jump very long, but when the championship time you are not jumping, there's no point. So you need to jump, you need to run. That's the point number one. Point number two. Now we need to get prepared. You know that is the people who are going to participate. They practice the preparation. The people say for Olympics, and people 12 years ago. 12 years ago, people was starting the waiting now because 2020 Olympics has been postponed. So the interview of athletics, when she's saying 12 years I have been waiting. She never participated in any Olympics, really the first Olympics, and she set a goal and started working. And last 12 years I have been going through 2022. And when they got you disappointed as a postpone, no, I got one more year to prepare. So they look at it that way. I got one more year to prepare. So the preparation is important. So getting fitness is important. Using equipments is important. Tools are important. Getting mentoring and coaching and motivation. So to all of you, I recommend to maximum time, now only 15, 20 days. I request all of you to meet your mentors on a regular basis. Also take your weekly training. I notice that most of you are not taking it as well. You know that is now social media time. Page setup, event setup, plugin setup. You may record a training. Please do that. For a strategies part, I've still seen some of your proposal now not coming with the proper keywords. Please make sure that is right keyword all of you are using. All the things is become very, very important for you to have this one. Okay. So part of this, I would like to once again remind all of you with the pending stuff to complete at the earliest, get fitness to go for a championship. So please don't forget, without that, you will not be able to run. It's not theoretical, it's going to be practical. We need to make money. We need to get $100. To get $100, there are so many people come to the website, and to get so many people, we need to communicate. To communication, it can be through social media, it can be an email, can be digital display advertisement, can be or email marketing, can be mobile marketing, can be text messages, can be so many things. But all the thing in a very smart way we should do. So all the things matters on that, and then we go for a conversion rate, etc., etc. We are going to do. Now about the social media plugins, when we are discussing about social media plugins, so part of this tool is very, very important when you're, especially in our championship time as well. So basically in the social media plugins, so usually it encourages to get a lot of connection, and your experiences become fantastic, especially when you have a website and you can have these plugins into your website itself. So now many of the people that social media are using, there's a large number of audiences. They don't even have website. They don't even use any of the plugin. Now your audience, you connect to the website, the people you also connect to the plugins. Hope you remember that we discussed about when we discussed about the on-page social media activities, suddenly social media came into the picture. So I mentioned that is social media is basically off-page, but it was on-page because the moment you use a plugins with your website, with your dashboard, it is basically as an on-page activities as the plugin and a lot of widget and add-ons, and you can have many things about the social media happening there. Okay. Now plugins actually appear in a different way, and it comes from the information directly from the Facebook. So there are wonderful way actually the Facebook is helping us to do that one. Now, a few examples, if you take it, for example, the like button. So like button is users actually share pages and content from website to the Facebook profile on one single click. So this is you can do in your website page itself. So the same thing which I think we discussed was one of the strategy in the affiliate marketing. In one single click, you can share your products to the social media from a single click from a platform itself. So in a both way, you can here and there, you can actually have these kind of a plugins to get connected and to integrate it to get more to more mileage or for doing this one. Now you also have another method. Sent button allows users to connect privately from your website to their friends. That's another button also Facebook gives to us. So we need to integrate these kind of a thing. So if you when you look at it as you go to the when you create your own website and you have your own social media, this you can do. These plugins are very important to start using, and you can have this button your site and reach out to the friends. It also allows into you can actually embed it the post. You can allow it to easily insert public post to your website. You can have that in your website through embedded system, and even you can have a video that way. So you can have these embedded system also to have it. Okay. Now the page plugin, and the embedded components from your Facebook page right into your website. That's another thing which is we need to utilize whether for an image or for videos we need to utilize and to reach out on it. Okay. Same way the comments plugin also people can comment from by using the plugin their own Facebook account directly, but actually it's happening in your website. So this interlink method really work very well. Now, so the same way the follow button, the follow button actually, users subscribe to public updates and other companies' Facebook page. You can have that is through a plugin there. So these are sort of few, buttons or plugins features. So Facebook actually give to us. Now, few features of the Facebook, which we did not discuss earlier. We just discussed one by one. Now, you can encourage people to do likes and shares and comment on your Facebook page, by offering incentives. That's one of the things in our championship period we are going to do. We offer incentives. So it's the best way. You like and you will be participating in a contest. So that's one of the things. Now I believe when I was doing with the sook.com and then UAE. So we did one thing on a contest. Actually, people can come and like the Facebook, and they will be part of some contest. So this is very important to have this kind of a contest happening. You can also offer them a good price, and it will be fantastic for the people to do that. And people really love to participate and do. So your own website, actually, you can do this easy. Especially those who are doing an affiliate program, it's a fantastic thing because you get a lot of coupons and vouchers in an affiliate program. This is free, which is absolutely free, plus you get a commission as well. So you think about this opportunity when you're an affiliate program, how you implement. You say you like it, I'll give you $250 or $100 voucher. Basically, vouchers comes to you or coupons comes to you free of cost from the merchant as an affiliate program. Now he uses that voucher, you get again commission for redeem against the products and services. So this is kind of a things really work very well. For example, with one of the things which I have done for a holiday packages. So it was the one coupon was given by the company, a Hong Kong-based company. They give out the coupon. That coupon gives them 3 nights and 4 days. Absolute room is free. So you just like it, you get a 3 nights, nothing is free. So it's people really like that. Now with this voucher when they're given, it's an affiliate program, which is 3 nights and 4 days. Actually, they get a 3 nights and 4 days is also free. What they had to pay only tax. So there is a tax they had to pay, but they had gone avail. But many of the people don't go and avail. That only they pay tax and they utilize that one. When they redeem that, we get paid as well. So that can be a voucher. Same way that Domino's Pizza voucher is very common. You have a Microsoft vouchers. You have a various CRM tools vouchers. You have so many educational websites give you a lot of vouchers like that. So you give them as a voucher, depends upon your target audience. Give these coupons and vouchers. That's a minimum thing. Like a Sook, they did a car. Those who are liking, they can participate in the contest, and you can be part of that program. And you might win a Mazda car, or you also get like a Toyota Corolla, like a different kinds of pricing they were doing. So you can also do that large scale, but if you're starting in a startup time, you may not spend that kind of money. So you can utilize this facility, they're connecting with your coupons and vouchers from different affiliate merchant and give the people who are liking it. So in one shot, actually, you had two benefits you are getting. One is basically you're increasing your audience, and he's happy in you because he may not be aware if these vouchers are available through affiliate. Of course, it's not available to public; it's only available to the affiliate program. So you take a coupons and vouchers from the site list I've given. I don't know how many of you remember. We have given you a lot of Groupon, various website affiliate program. You can also get a Coupon Rani, Coupon Raja, and so many Coupon Emperor, like so many coupon websites you get it. You become an affiliate with the coupon website, you get a coupons and vouchers, which gives a free. That's as you know, that's a two benefit at a time. One is your affiliate program, you're getting benefited, and your Facebook also like you getting a benefit. That's a pretty awesome idea for you to promote it. So in a way, you get a lot of people come and doing in your page. That's one good thing about it. Now these contests. Now a few things we need to be considered before doing. Facebook is very conscious on it. Facebook sometimes will check with you, verify with you. Sometimes a lot of formalities they'll ask you. So especially when you're ordering these vouchers and coupons is very easy, because Facebook also understand that is a third party one you're easily giving and is a vouchers. But the moment you come to changes of that, when you say, I'm going to give you gold coin, I'm going to give you car, I'm going to give you, this one is basically should Facebook actually verify, and most of the time they'll ask you the details, etc. It's important part. Now Facebook actually, they don't want to be liable, and the terms and conditions you should be revealing, and sometimes Facebook asks for a transparency. So all the things is also a consideration factor the moment you announce the bigger kind of a contest on it. Okay, so make sure that they utilize the tools for a right reason. So these tools actually, you need to show a positive one, because Facebook is giving us this one. So we should not misuse it, but we need to definitely use it and be careful while using it. Now, make sure that in the Facebook, we will always look for a like and comments and call to action. This is the three things: like, comment, and a call to action. Call to action is maybe buying a product, maybe a link he's sharing with someone, all the things. So like, comment, and call to action is the very, very important part we have. Okay. Now people like your page and comment on the competitors' post as well. Okay. Now one is that way. Second one is the people already doing your competitors' people actually also you can ask them to like you. So yesterday we discussed about the like part. Algorithm works with the like. It's not a simple thing to get a like. So not just simple. It's on a personal level. When you look at the like, there's only a status symbol, right? So how many likes you have, how many pages, followers you have. This is just a status symbol. Of course, in addition to that, you are able to communicate your philosophies and principles. That's number one. Number two, the major thing is, if you're an influencer, of course you can encash it as. But here, for a business point of view, getting a like is very important. That's a way you get what do you call that? You get a mileage of the customers, and the algorithm. You try to influence the algorithm. You will get people reaching out to you, people getting updates about you, etc. Is important. It happen. Okay. So when you do this contest, make sure that it's very interesting to people. So your target audience should appreciate that one. It should be shareable, and it should be engaging for audiences. So one is actually the moment you come out of this is first to see if it's interesting. Automatically, people start sharing with many people, right? And not only they participate, they also share with other people. And it also should be an engaging thing, so people come back and again they'll connect with you. That's very important part. And one very important part is, the users are actually bombarded with a lot of salesy message now. Everybody is getting a lot of message on a daily basis. So you need to stand out. This is the biggest challenge. Honestly, a very, very important part of this is to stand out, because so many people are there, and that on a daily basis, you see thousands of the things, right? So which one you give an attention, because it is stand out. So you get so many things here, so many messages, so many tweets and posts. How many are actually paying attention? How many even worth taking a time to read? So very few things which are really catchy, really got your attention. So that's only we look into. That's same for every customer. So this is the reason you need to have this is in place. So a few tips we can think about now. It is, first of all this contest, you offer a price which people actually want. As I mentioned, just because the coupons are available, you don't offer any random coupon. So think about your target audience, what they like it. For example, your target audience, you're selling electronics products, give them an Amazon voucher or a Flipkart voucher or eBay voucher, so that people like it. Now, so you're taking care of the healthcare products or a cosmetic products, offer them a spa voucher or a beauty clinic voucher. So that way, so you should be utilizing on it, right? So that way you think about the target audience and offer what they like it. So they wanted that, otherwise they'll not use, right? That's one thing. Or any other price you're coming out, any additional things you're coming out, it's very, very important that people wanted that. I don't need, let's just say that's you need an image and the content. It makes the copy, the copy, the copywriter, or is it the creatives. It should be very, very important, and you should have a very clear call to action. Now, this contest you usually have a period, maybe a 1 month, maybe 2 weeks, whether it's 6 weeks. Normally, the campaigns are usually 3 weeks and 6 weeks. So if you do a 3 weeks and 6 weeks, put the deadline, and you make sure that is you promote that is in a proper manner. Okay. So considering boosting your post and increase your reach, actually you can boost with the payment, with the paying additional payment to the Facebook, and it will be good one way, because that's a good thing about once you start doing a contest, it's very, very important for you to be part of that one. Now, another way of to attract the fans on the Facebook is utilizing offers and events. There are a lot of offers and a lot of events features actually you can do. So offers from the Facebook, so many people actually look into same events. So many people are looking for events as well. So creating an offer done through status update, clicking offer button is fantastic thing. So this offer, especially you are doing an e-commerce or you are doing an affiliate, is very easy to create because there is always some kind of an offer, right? Or sometimes special offer from you can actually create and inform to the people. And you can also have an event button to promote. These two things is a kind of a combination, and you can do that one. So now, when we're giving this kind of a thing, there are a few tips when you look at it. It's a title. It might have around 25 characters. Is that it can only contain. Now, describe your particular offer with 90 characters and make sure that it has a CTA, call to action. It's always there. So if your offer is an online purchase, you can also give them a online redemption link, like you're giving a voucher, or an example which I told you. The redemption link also give an online. If it is offline, you can give them a link offline. People can actually either take a printout or a show on the mobile phone. That also can be. So Facebook will email individually. So that's a good thing. The moment you create an offer, your target audience, the people who likes and share with you this one, they get this email from Facebook and they get offer as well. So if it is your in-store, redeem the stores, they give them, not necessarily online, they can get that. Sometimes they may not have a website. So they can ask them to, to bring the print out, or most probably now they show on a phone. That's enough. Okay. So that's one offers definitely we should utilize for that feature of the Facebook. Especially you're doing an affiliate program, it's fantastic. Every week you can come out with the different offers. Even you can have a daily base also offers people like it. And very easy for you to do offers. Why? Because the moment you sign up with a lot many other other websites, like an affiliate, that they will be offering you so many offers. So that offers actually you can put an affiliate link and they can start promoting that as well. Okay. Now, another one is events. So virtual events and the physical events you can organize. And again, people go people take it very seriously, and a lot of promotion happens the moment you create an event page, and it's worth taking the event page and promoting it is. Now, you events part where now various kinds of where it is happening, when it's happening, when you create on it. So many people share that one. So users actually share their events and their connection. All know the images what you're giving. It's definitely passing to the people. So it's basically a kind of advertising, because the friends and your fans will be basically promoting. So events very important to create on. Okay. Now, all the things you should apply. That's what I want to mention. An effective Facebook page is very, very important. So create a Facebook page, as we mentioned yesterday. And if you're not created, please do at the earliest and start looking at all the things. The implementation, what we are talking about, the implementation part, become very, very important part. Okay. Never forget this implementation part. Without that, what we are discussing is completely pointless, right? So please do. Okay. Now we go to Twitter. So Twitter, as you know, another important player, and many people are a big Twitter fan, and that is there are college people. Cannot say college. There are kind of a segment is on a more on Twitter than the Facebook, and you might have seen some of the segment Twitter gives a more important, like if a news channel. So TV channels normally show the cheat than the Facebook, right? The good thing is, which is very short and simple and conveyed message in 160 characters. So it is it's actually easy grab the attention, and it's also easy to share and engage the people with that. Okay, so how to handle Twitter is very, very important, and you need to set up a Twitter business account. So again, it's not a personal account. We talk about Twitter business account. And you also interaction to start with the users based on that, and you need to promote very effectively your Twitter profile with a business profile. Now you can also have plugins like a Facebook plugins. You can also have various plugins there. Now Twitter logos are very small and cute logo, as all of you know, but it's also very powerful with the content. Okay, it is a very, very sharing content. It's amazing content, as you know. It's a kind of a microblog, and we have a quick, rich content over there. Now, so it's just a powerful punch term, and microblogging, connecting with so many users. Now, people is also in a mobile phone. People actually always connected through, like a Facebook. People also cheating is always happen through mobile phones. Now we have over 330 million active users at the moment. And 84% of them actually connected to the smartphone and use this Twitter. Okay, that's a good thing. So people are there. And every second, we have over 6,000 tweets are happening now, which means, every minute, when you look at it, the 1 minute, I think you've seen it recently, a video circulating in this 1 minute to overall so many things happening. So that way it is, when you look at it, it's a huge, that's an opportunity place whichever the platform you're taking, we have it as well. And plus, in a day, over 500 million tweets are happening. So that means 200 billion in a year. So that's a space we are talking about. So that's opportunity we have. So we need to appreciate, we need to utilize, we need to understand this opportunity and start utilizing it. So now, how do you create your account? So very easy, setting up like any other Facebook. Any other social media, you can actually create it. Now, when you create a private account and public account, so I recommend you to create a public account. One is actually a public account only. Google recognizes, and from the retweet also will be there. Now, you wanted to do promotion, and definitely to go for a public option. Don't go for a private option. Now, so few things we need to keep in your mind. Now, your name is limited to 15 characters. That's quite challenging. Sometimes you may not be able to do so, but very smartly you have to do with no space, with no hyphens, or any other character is also not allowed. So you need to be very carefully using. And the About Me section must under 160 characters. That's another challenge with the Twitter, but very good for a short and sweet. That's what exactly people like it. It's also include a good image and a good background, and profile picture also is required on it. So as a Facebook itself, when we consider, I know as with the Facebook, make sure that your snaps are a good quality and relevant to your company. So your business page, as mentioned in the Facebook time, and when we discussed the Facebook yesterday, you're representing your brand, representing your company, which is not about you're having a breakfast. It's about what you're offering to the people, the problem you're giving. So complete different usage you compare to what you do in a physical world, with your personal profile. It's a completely on a business point of view. Now, register your account as quickly as you can, and when you're creating your Twitter account, you should consider a few things. One is all of you know Twitter handle we discussed the last time. So Twitter handle, and that appears along your account is very, very important. So you need that is exactly everybody is going to recognize you, and the Twitter is going to use that one. So that's very important part, and that's play a very major role. So you have to think and do it. So yes, handle should be relevant to your brand, and people also should feel relevant. Something an unknown phrase you use it, sometime may not have any use. So people should understand. Oh, this I want to connect with. Another one is actually everything. Twitter is everything but short, not like a Facebook other one. It has to be very short. Now that one is you have to register one time somebody registered, you don't get it again. So make sure they register again, and it should be unique. And as you know, that gives you stand out and people to reach you, and it's easy to memorable. Like we discussed with the domain registration, that should be easy to easily memorable one. It's important part. And it should be on your brand. People even that they see on a Twitter, then they see on a Google. They search, as we discussed over 3I principles, 3I strategies. Because whatever you do offline and online, you connect with the same brand and same keywords. We use that one as well. Now, when you look at it, is when you're utilizing the short, you have to think and carry it. Like Manchester United, they use Man UTD. That's where they started using. So it's a shortened version of the account name itself. You can utilize on it. Now, once you done this, it's ready to set and cheat. You can start going. Once you are registered an account, actually create a memorable handle is very, very important, and then you can start retweeting as well. So tweets are usually 130 characters normally, but expanded one you can actually utilize. But still, people stick to that small content. That makes people really like that one. Now, there are many famous tweets happen, right? There are hundreds and thousands of things famous in the tweet, and something called Twitter war. That's what people say, right? Twitter war is happening between especially the business owners and celebrities and political leaders. So they're out. There are so many tweets. You get a lot of things like when the Bill Gates talk about the Bitcoin. It was a fantastic thing, when that was a very good tweet. And recently, again, Trump, one of the many of the tweets, even he does a spelling mistake, it's become a joke, right? Remember that he did a wrong spelling on a coffee. So all that is actually retweeted more than 30,000 times. Because by mistake he did a wrong spelling. So many this kind of Twitter, gone. Many people retweet and reach out to the people, and so many protests and so many things happen. That's an effect. That's exactly I want you to remember that many of the people on a business point of view, people don't give an importance to Twitter, but in the business point of view, very, very important for Twitter, because to reaching out to the people, to getting retweeting, and it's very easy compared to many other platforms, and especially if your target audience belongs to Twitter. There is a classy, or your target audience are there on Twitter. It's a fantastic for you to treat them and reach them. So as you know, sometimes one tweet is enough. Like when you look at the Jasmine revolution of the Arab revolution, actually started with one tweet of Tunisia, right? So that's the game. And sometimes the news broke, like when the Osama bin Laden was killed. Before the Obama comes and announced, the world came to know through somebody from Abbottabad just to put a tweet. So there are so many things. People to reach out to the people through the tweet. So the tweet is actually give a lot of impact. So your product, your brand, when you use it, is give that importance. As I mentioned, it is a digital marketing all about us. Small activities and simple little activities is will give you great thing. So this little thing, when we say it's a little thing, which we just now saw that is a billions of tweets is happening every year. So that's a place you are also going and doing maybe 50 or 100 tweets in a year. So it will have a good impact to coming on it. Okay. So like Facebook, we also should have a call to action. Never forget the call to action, and also to have a good pictures and put a key information as well. Uh, it is to be Twitter is a more a disciplined place. All of it's more disciplined. You to be well organized and easy to digest quickly. And you also to watch and learn how others are doing can be. Then you can learn about how people are using and everything you can do. Okay. Now, sometime to have fun, you need to have a little flexible about your brand. To sometimes people are going to make a fun and criticize you. As long as it's not having a brand damage huge, you should allow them according to me. So as I mentioned, discuss about the social media management time. We discussed that point. You don't have to jump into the people the moment they start discussing about anything. They might discuss this, put you, accuse you something. As long as it's not a huge brand damage, you don't have to get into that. Maybe after the end of the discussion, you may clarify. If record, not necessary. Sometimes few things they say we may have to ignore it as well. But to have a fun, it's a very important to have that fun. So people, as social media plays for fun. People wanted to have that, so that makes sense. So you need to be little flexible on that part. And when in a doubt about what to teach, that's one of the questions people will have. So you go back to their Facebook and do something what you have done on Facebook. Similar way you can do in a Twitter as well. But compared to Facebook, it should be good image and it should be sharp and it's a visually appealing. That's a very important part to have. Okay. Now, few ideal things which you talk about, people say 70 to 100 characters are the ideal, a Twitter, character. And, something like a link, something else will be contained to tweet, is counted towards the character limit as well. That's another thing. If you give a link, the problem is that's also counted in the, counted in the, your characters. So most of the time you have a link to someone else. So link is always is going to be huge, right? So that is when you have to shorten the link. So you need to you need to use like a .gl, or you also you can use to shorten the URL. Now, so because every character is a precious indeed, because everything about short doing this. So 20 characters, can be included in the 87 characters. You have more room for put in a catchy line copy. For example, your link is around 87 characters. Use a shorten, make it a 20. So you can have additional a special offer now and buy now. It's an amazing, the first time or the last time. Something like that, your USP to highlight and put it there. So like a Facebook post and tweet, now it is from the user's accounts and appear chronologically on a newsfeed. So newsfeed is very important part as we discussed yesterday. So it's also come to Twitter also with that same thing. So that's a good thing. So people will be notified, people will be prioritized, and people get that advantage of as well. Okay. Now there is an advertisement if you do. That's one of the good thing about Twitter is, like everywhere you have like a Facebook we discussed about the boosting, and YouTube we have an advertisement. Now here in the Twitter, the good thing about your promoted tweets, it is not to stand out as like an advertisement. People understand this advertisement, but it's not just like a standard very big highlighted. It is not a not advertisement. Like Google shows. Twitter is not stand out, but Google knows a promoted tweet. So that is one of the things we should utilize it on. Okay. Now, the Twitter cards are large interactive pieces of media within the newsfeed. You can use it something called Twitter cards. Now, the message around 140 characters, and it's also must include usually an image and a headline and a CTA. So, as you know, the social media, everything about having a CTA, and you can have offers there, can have a link there, can have a read more. So, image, headline, and CTA is the best one. So an example of a Twitter card, something like this, you can have it. So and you pay for it, and you get you promoted for that. Okay. and users can also reach it, and like any other key. So basically, you're paying only for this card, but the people actually, if they like this copy, they like this cheat, they actually again reach it, right? So you get that mileage, that advantage, you get it, and you're leveraging that, your fans to promoting that one. Now, as I mentioned, it is it's quite organic. It's a good thing about Twitter promotions. It's not stand out. So even though you're paying, people have a more trust on organic content. So you have that trust on it. Now, another innovation from the Twitter is a really good one is actually showing the carousel style of a method, displaying ads within the feed. That is another interesting thing. And when you look at it, the branding promotion perspective, it's really good. So it's similar to Twitter cards, but it's a different way. So it is. You might have seen it is. It's a fantastic. It look great, and you can actually target the consumers. And this is one of the promotion strategies we are going to use. So all of you, especially those who participate in the championship, will be using this one. So this is actually really an effective display of multiple paid content and breaking away from the newsfeed part. So when promoting your portfolio, you can actually publicize it with an events. Again, you have the events advantage here in the Twitter, and you can also utilize the entire thing on your cheat part, your cheat link, button and plug in your events and your newsletters, even your advertisement. When you're doing it is even in social ads you can use one, even your email signature you can have that one. So which gives you good mileage to reach out and connection with the people. So always utilize that one. So you can utilize various signature time as well. You can also use the webinars and the talk slide and PowerPoints. You can use this one. Even here during offline conversation, you can mention it is. That's exactly the reason previously we said easy to remember, easy to catchy, and it's an interesting thing you should create. So what's your Twitter handle? You should be able to tell this one, right? It's very important. And even your business cards and posters also you can keep it. So when you think about a Twitter to come out, you think about how the Twitter look into your business part. All these places, the promotion time, we need to utilize this one. And you also have various other tools to use it is like something called Twitter list. This is an amazing thing, especially if actually this is one of the strategy I'll be discussing with the event managers and trainers and consultants. But I'll give you now something called list. Now, as you know, I just wanted to mention this point. As you know, that this 100 days of digital mastery program and our championship is actually a flagship program. So we are going to repeat in a large scale every year, right? So one of the things, so all the trainers, all the consultant and event managers, one of the major things is actually we are asking them, to use a Twitter and LinkedIn like any other, compared to all other businesses, because a trainer consultant is basically their target it's more on a Twitter and LinkedIn. Of course, I'm not saying other affiliate and OSM job services will not have, definitely have, but I'm specified for this one. So one of the things which we'll be discussing something called Twitter list. It's a very handy feature. Allows to segment audience. That's a fantastic thing Twitter gives us, and organize the followers with the Twitter account, pool of Twitter accounts. So you can utilize this one. For example, you might want to compile a list of speakers for an event. So automatically the list is given by the Twitter itself. Okay. So you can have the pool of accounts. You can actually easily connect with them. So then attendees can then access directly the public list and follow the speakers. So for example, you're coming for an event. Anyway, the 18th, next Wednesday, I'll be discussing with you about the event which we are coming out of the part of our championship. So now the people wanted to connect with the speakers directly. So there itself, they can actually connect and interact. Hey, you're coming for this event, I'm registered for the event. People can start interacting in advance. And that's a fantastic feature Twitter giving us. So it's a very good feature. All of us should use it for in a very creative way. What are the method of business model you have? So if you're working in a digital space, your list might consist of the top companies of tech savvy. Now, well, that's what exactly we decided to have a lot of tech savvy companies who interested in our software. So, a lot of happy users, and we'll also get a lot of loyal followers. So, our objectives or our goal must be for a Twitter is getting a lot of happy users, also loyal followers with us. Okay, so this is what we should achieve. Now, you can create a Twitter list in a few simple steps. You can also create this very easy. Check list from your profile page or from the drop down menu under your profile picture on the top right hand side. You can actually always see that one. Now, click the create new list button. Once you click that, enter the name of your list and short description before choosing the you want it to be private or public. As it should be public. Then click save. So once you save it, you can use a social create a list out there. Now that's very easy, and you need to set up this one as well. Now social media plugins. So when you use social media plugins, actually like Facebook and Twitter, sharing you can share from different websites. It's like we discussed on the Facebook. We can have a share button. For a Twitter also we have a share link button. We also have a follow button, and you can use like a Facebook. We can also, and we also have a hashtag. In fact, actually, Twitter started the hashtag, and everybody started continuing. There's a hashtag button. Then there's something called a mention button. So someone mention your name, so it automatically showing. So that's a fantastic thing to utilize on it. So once they found they went to company's website, people can cheat directly and share the content through the Twitter. That's another good feature about it. Now there is an advanced search for you can use this, especially the many businesses uses this one. So you can decide to whom you wanted to follow, and very specifically you can start following on this. Now you can also keep an eye on your competitors, and you know that what they are doing as well, and you can also see what they are involved. And of course, you also have the challenge. You can understand what the bigger players is doing. So it's a very pretty simple to use. According to me, Twitter is very easy to use, and do it is okay. Now, advanced search into Google, and when you Twitter does, and you get a geolocation services, and you also get selectively location cities and neighborhood on their feeds, and you also have an element of a multimedia now in the Twitter. And earlier, I agree that Twitter was quite boring, especially that's one of the beginning part. Twitter had an issue. I completely agree, because they were initially connected to not so smartphones. Now it is image and video is playing a major role in the Twitter places. So you can actually record the videos now. You can also have an image in the Twitter itself, right? Now you can actually grab your phone and hit record and get ready anytime, and you can do with the Twitter now. So earlier it was not there. Now it's added. You can actually, it's fantastic to start utilizing them. Now you can also have powerful hashtags, and now this hashtag has made a huge thing. Like a hashtag is immediately come a kind of a movement, right? Kind of a earlier we wanted to have a kind of a protest, kind of a rebel, kind of a we need to bring attention of the people, and sometimes we had to complain, mass petitions, everything to change to now. What is that? It's a part of it's a hashtag. So immediately people start a hashtag, and it become movement, and people reach it and follow and promote it. So just with the Facebook and posting regularly a Twitter account, it's every business. That's another important thing. You need to treat Facebook is different and Twitter is different. And you need to have a different style for a tweet and different style for a Facebook. So but most of the thing which you are doing in a Facebook, you can also do in a Twitter. And there are a lot of plugins and tools for you to convert as well. One place you do, and you can use in other places also. There's a lot of tools which we'll be using our championship in as well. Now, it's basically Twitter gives a global access, to reach out to the everywhere in the world, so we can connect, and we can connect to the right people, to the right audience, and even you are not using. I know many of you may not be using Twitter. I recommend you to start your business account, public account at the earliest, and because it's really, really useful and really helpful to reach out to a segment of audience. And definitely, a new set of a client you reach, new set of a inquiry you reach, new set of people will be follow and like you. So this is makes a impact. So we go to the LinkedIn now. Before that, I just wanted to add now Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn. Then we go to YouTube. These are the very important, but important point to be noted. When we talking about campaigning, you know that social media is a one of the campaign. So social media, when we say one of the campaign, it's again multiple with around 5 to 10 campaign within the social media. Social media include the Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and LinkedIn and Instagram and Pinterest, even an instant messengers. All the things we have put together and we are going to do, right? So it's a very, very important for us to have a kind of a understanding to utilize and maximizing the result. Now, social media, if one few activities of a Twitter might give you few customers. Same way you do some, Facebook, you might give you some customers. So everything you keep doing, you get a few customers and users, and it organically grow, and it is without your effort, it grows. So that exactly. That's the reason I mentioned it is in the cheat. Even you're a newbie, please try it out and see the results. So I strongly recommend to have a Twitter part of your whichever the business you are in. You must have it. So there is a huge number of potential clients will be there on Twitter part. Okay. So with this, we'll move to LinkedIn. Now you already have a clear understanding of Facebook and Twitter. Now when we go to the LinkedIn part, it's basically connect the world, as you know, connect the world with professionals. So, LinkedIn is basically more serious, and it's a more serious people are there. There are many people are a great fan of LinkedIn, and they stick into that. And when it comes to the LinkedIn, they're very professional. So Facebook, and Insta more on a fun and enjoyable things, but in LinkedIn, people are damn serious, and people are pretty serious, and people are give a value and give an impression. The given impression is very serious. And when you are on LinkedIn, it's a good thing. Is people actually uh, consider it's an important part of the important the professional part of their life. So that's a good thing about LinkedIn. So when you talk a little about LinkedIn, I don't know how many of you are really serious about it. I don't know you believe it or not. LinkedIn older than the Facebook. Okay, before the Facebook, LinkedIn was there. So LinkedIn actually started more than 13, 14 months before Facebook. But of course, the Facebook is grown, but LinkedIn very seriously grown. Now Facebook is owned by Microsoft, and it's an amazing thing. Now LinkedIn is growing, and LinkedIn you get a targeted audience and fantastic result. So it's 2003 it started. Now when you look at it, is now we have in 13 years time, not 13 years, right? Now how many years? Yeah, it's more than that. Now around 17 years now, and 200 countries now we have, and 76 million users we have, 200 countries we have, and worldwide territories, which is actually which reaches, and you really connect the right people we have, right? So it's a when you look at it, it's a world's largest network, and it has a massive reach. And this, many people really don't value compared to instant Facebook. So instant Facebook, you might reach out so many people. Same way, you also have a good number of people LinkedIn. Number one, number two, quality, and the people you really want to reach very seriously. You really wanted to be with people that is there on a LinkedIn path. So basically, who uses LinkedIn? A lot of people. First of all, many people think it's only very few. Actually, no, it's a millions of people users, and every two new members join in every second. That every second two people join in that one. That is, 30 million companies have a LinkedIn company page. You think about it, 30 million companies. It has a LinkedIn page, so you can actually connect with the 30 million companies. And each company, average 5 employees, 10 employees, 20 employees, 30 employees, even hundreds and thousands of employees. So if the moment you connect to the companies, so you reach out to the larger audience. And especially are doing in a B2B business, LinkedIn is the best, better than Facebook and Insta and Twitter and YouTube. If you're a B2B, no doubt, your LinkedIn should be your first priority. And especially some depends on your niche. So for any niche, if you do, for example, your health and fitness, LinkedIn is a place, the professionals actually always worry about, their health and fitness. So that's one of the things you should be looking into. So in a way, LinkedIn gives you need to give a lot of importance for, a LinkedIn part. Okay. And plus, now when even your company plan to recruit people, yeah, you need to use LinkedIn in a much larger scale to reach out to the people. And you need to get a lot of prospective employees and their resumes. You can use a LinkedIn, and it has a more professional and industry focused approach than a Facebook and Twitter. Okay, so that's a good thing. You have very damn serious there, and you get a good conversion, and you don't waste your time. That's a good thing about that. So you create your profile and can boost your company's credibility. Encouraging all employees to set up their own LinkedIn. So you have staff members, your team members, you can ask them to do, and it's basically humanizing your brand. People, okay, this is the person who's involved, etc., etc. Showing the individual skilled workers. I know it's a you can also show the company what are working, etc. And it's also people get to know each other better. You say many of the, especially when you put you running a affiliate website, and when the people visit your website and who running that company, and especially when you choose a niche, basically that niche is basically has a kind of a passion oriented niche, that passion for many people, right? So when the passion for many people, and the moment they see something about it, they go and check it who's running this. And when you talk about now in your company about us page, many things you will not be able to put it as. But as a founder and CEO of your company's page, that's exactly, if you're a website, your affiliate website, you need to use as a founder and CEO or a founder, you need to utilize that the designation for your LinkedIn page. There you can talk about your experience, your academics, your qualifications, and your achievements and recognitions, and why you like this is a passion, why you like this thing, and what are the things you have done. You maybe done a certification courses, you have done a diploma, you did an exhibition participations, all the things you can actually get in from put in your LinkedIn profile as a company's official profile. So there, as a founder profile, what you can do, you can also highlight it as your additional credibilities, and that gives a lot of advantage for you, to show to the people on it. So when you're creating your own profile, you also put in a work history. So before you're starting, you can talk about your industry experiences, your education qualification and method, and you also put your taste, your skills, and your passion, your interest. You can put there one. Now you need to have a good summary when you write on it, and it is very, very important to people read and understand, and especially the 4 lines of the first one is very important before people see that the 4 line. So we should have very impressive one and showing to the world. And this area you can actually sell very well, and people really, really value it on it. Okay. Now people say there is a smart method, which is when I did a Google search, I really found. So actually, I was searching for a smart on our vision workshop, which I'm doing for looking for a good image. So actually found something called a smart we can actually use. And as you know, that the goal setting workshop, I use this word is smart. There's a 2 goal setting method is there, right? One is smart, one is a PPPTF, which we discussed. Now the LinkedIn, which I found that now your communication can be in a smart method. That's really interesting. So I would like to share with you that. So you specifically communicate what you really want to accomplish. So where you as a company, you might talk about the vision of the company, the goal of the company, or the project you're working and accomplishment, what you want. So you can talk about it very specifically, that is, so you are really conveying to your target audience, even to the investors. Because tomorrow you're approaching an investor, the first thing they are come to is basically your your LinkedIn profile. So put that as in very clearly. You also mentioned that is so your goals. When you set a goals, we need to put that one. You want to reach out to this many people. You want to be the one of the best website, a comparison website on maybe on a some kind of a niche which you are having, like maybe your badminton is your niche. You say that is the best. I want to have its comparison website on this niche. So like that, you can have a complete, a very specific information talking about it. So that profile, unlike other Facebook and Twitter profiles, people give a lot of value on a LinkedIn profile. So you never ever take it that summary where you're writing very lightly like we do Insta. Make sure that is when very specifically you write what you wanted to do with it. Now, second step is when is actually, before going to the second, so the specific goals, especially when a company, uh, when the people wanted to associate with you, people wanted to work with you, people wanted to partner with you, people wanted to invest with you. The very most important part is basically what you are trying to accomplish. That's the first thing, right? So you need to communicate that one. So never compromise on that one. So, and put in a very good statement, specifically by 2025, by 2030, you need to put it that way. Now, once we have specifically communicated, you also talk about very measurable way. How will you demonstrate and evaluate the extent to which goal has been met? Now, which I usually talk to the people, and I think I spoke to you many times on this. I wanted to have this company by 2025, a billion-dollar company. Maybe 2030, it has to reach out to the in a very global level, maybe to our top 1,000 companies in the world. So this is one is actually I dream of. So 2025 is the time we also should go and go for IPO. That's the time that one of the projects like OSM should have a valuation of $300 million. So these the things which is we are talking in a specific way. In a measurable way, say we are starting with the 10% of the stores of a 7,000 stores. We are starting with 700. We reach now 475 stores or a 575 stores. Basically what we met is already talked about. Okay, so that is the first thing. Then then you're talking about the achievable thing, and that is challenging. Goals are always challenging. So you talk about achieving outcome, how you're going to achieve, and what are the action oriented you're doing it is to reach out to the people. Part of our communication, we have a digital mastery program. We offer the mentoring across the globe free of cost. So, and because of this communication happening in the market, hundreds and thousands of mentors talk on a regular basis to the people on a mentoring, the communication happening. So we believe to become a billion-dollar company, become faster, easier, and achiever. So something like that, you need to talk about your niche-oriented website as well. Now, you need to talk about a very relevant. It's why it is relevant. Now you're old, someone come to your website, you want to build a big house. It's not relevant to your client. You want to buy in a private jet, it's not relevant to the client. Don't mention that. Okay, so you want to buy a car. It's not mentioned that. It is not relevant to your client. You talk about relevant. You say, my website will have the largest collection of these products. My website will be the best price to offer for these products. And this website should be the maximum, the one of the pioneers in this niche. That is a relevant one. You need to talk about it, and you also talk about the time bound. When you will be doing very specifically. You need to put the deadline. 2030, 2025, 2022, 2021. Something very very specifically. So this is the way one of the best method according to me. Putting a LinkedIn in a way when you look at this is your goal you're stating out, your vision you're stating out. There's exactly a LinkedIn participant, the people who are coming to LinkedIn expecting. They are not interested in are we married, do you have a girlfriend. They're not interested in what's your family life, nothing. They've come to they want to very professional. What are your companies into and looking. Now someone comes, tomorrow if you're planning to raise an investment, you are looking for investors, this one is your best pitch, because most of the investors, when you go for angel funding or crowdfunding or any other form of a funding part, if you go, it is basically people look into what you're planning to, what you are going to accomplish. So your LinkedIn profile become your investor speech. Even you wanted to hire the right people for your company, You want the many people, the excellent capability people to come and work with you. So again, that's become an important part. You want people to partner with also important part. As you know, many of the users, many of the become a, especially when you have subscription businesses, they're going to use your your subscription services. So they definitely do look into the what exactly this company is planning. And as a customer, before they're advocating this, also they will check it this one. Okay. Now, so very important for this one to make something like this. Okay. Now, a few things actually I tell you, you might have seen a few LinkedIn profile because when I these days we are making a team for a OSM and a blockchain. So across the globe, I'm going through so many LinkedIn profiles, especially the people who are going to become a vice president of the company, CEO of the company. So in even that level of the company, they have amazing CV, amazing resume, great experience, great qualification, something which you're. But when we read this one, actually, you will see their characters out, which is most of the time I'll pass on. So make sure that is you actually do this one because when I was reading, then people, what about people who will be reading about us? So something like that. I'm a great leader, or I'm a great team leader. So that's where you can actually do. And much more example when you look at it is now you can actually say that. This instead of say I'm a great leader, I am a great team leader. You need to do now. I led a team of 15 people who have risen in the ranks and achieved sales uplift of 20%. This is exactly which we talk about here. You're getting what I'm saying? This is what we're talking about here. So very specifically, measurably achievable, relevant, time-bound way, you already set this style. So this indirectly communicating you are a great leader and produce a result. You're producing a result. That's exactly every organization want, result, right? You are a fantastic leader, you're not producing result, actually it does not make sense. Here you are talking about 20% growth is making. Now, so specific and measurable statement really attract and prospective employees and the clients and investors everywhere. So that's very important here to do that. You also keep rich links and images, presentation, even videos can be part of our LinkedIn profile, and it's quite very professional looking. The moment you log into the LinkedIn, you also feel that image. You also feel that's a kind of a feeling you get. It is a very professional one. Okay, so each section can be linked, reference to images and video. You can communicate that way. So these profiles, usually come alive and can manage in a very effectively. To you can actually stand out from the crowd as well. And a very important part, you cannot hide with a LinkedIn profile. It's always visible. Even a Google gives a important for about your LinkedIn profile. And sometimes you search for a people, immediately come out of the LinkedIn profile. And now your friends and your colleagues, you can add them and you can connect with them. You can connect anyone in the world. And, as many people will connect you back. And you need to be polite. That's another important part, because when people judge you about your professional characters and capabilities, everything there, that's one of the things you need to get bigger. Okay, so simply going to their profiles and so endorsing them, clicking them, and there is an endorsement people give you. Right now, the previous employees, even if the employee leave the company, you need to endorse them, and you can ask them to endorse you, and if you do, and that's one of the things you should do. That's unique thing about LinkedIn, that endorsing, and it's really valued. Many people really value and giving an endorsement. So please do that one. Okay. You can also add something called personal recommendations. Now, it's very good in the LinkedIn part, and you can use a thumb, which is recommendations, and must be connected with both parties, both people and employees and employees. That's a good one. Now, you can also do recommendation through another platform, which will be automatically added in a LinkedIn profile as well. Okay, so that's another feature actually LinkedIn offering it as. Now, LinkedIn profile, as I mentioned, it is you cannot spam it. Number one. Number two, it takes time to utilize it. As it's not one day, on a daily basis. You need to start doing it. Now, on a when you are hiring a team, you need to spend a time on a LinkedIn. When you're hiring, you are looking for a partners, you need to spend a time. If you're looking for investors, you need to spend a time. And good thing is when you say spend a time, in a positively, all these people are there. So now you wanted someone, all these people are there on LinkedIn. Whether you want an investor, they are there. You want a business partner, they are there. You want a clients, they are there. You want employees, they are there. So all these people are there in LinkedIn profile where you can, you can connect with them. And this is a time-taking process, but you need to think about it. So here, this place, I want you to think something like that. Your avatar of the customer. One of the things which you can do is this, where you'll find your avatar of the customer. Use a LinkedIn search. You decide one day, you have 10 avatars of your customers. And you decide to every day you connect with the 10, one avatar into 10. That means you have an avatar A, you connect with the 10 customers of that characters. So you 10 connections, another day 10. So like just 10 a day. So you do that, 10 days you have 100 connections, which is your targeted customers. So this it hardly take a 25, 30 minutes time. If you even search and look into read and all, not necessarily once you get your psychographic and profiles and the demographic way, which you search in a LinkedIn, actually you get all these people very clearly to connected there. And what's that? So they will, they actually gives you a lot of value. And they through their connections, actually we get a more connection, because it is a like-minded people always together, right? Because the people are interested in football, they're always connected. The people are interested in yoga, they're always connected. So the moment you put a persona or your avatar of a customer in one category, you automatically are reaching out to another circle. So that is a very, very important part. So another thing, as you know, the businesses usually work, especially the online business is going to work with even our OSM strategies and work on a circle of influence. So everybody has our own circle of influence. These circle of influence, how big you are making, that will be our businesses, right? So circle of influence we have to create, make it bigger. So that's exactly the word LinkedIn is using. It's called connections. Okay, so connection. So you're making a networking, you're making a connection. So you're avatar of the customers, your potential clients, you need to connect on a daily basis. So think about these very simple steps. Today you create an account, and if you don't have create an account. If you have an account, think about your 10 avatars we discussed about it, right? So 10 avatars of your customers. And this actually, again, I'm going back to avatar of the customer. If you're avatar of the customer, if you're not attended, please do attend. Avatar of the customer is there. We discussed in detail in the affiliate mastery. Later that again, we discussed before on the promotion of the business, the 51st day or 52 days. Day 52 we discussed. So now if you say that you are not created avatar of the customer, it's going to be very tough for you to target and market. So you will be shooting in a blind, shooting in a dark, it will not hit anywhere. So avatar of the customer, please do make it. So then once you make it, once you have a profile, start connecting with your avatar of the customers through the LinkedIn. Now, as I mentioned, the circle of influence will increase that way. So I'm not saying your avatar of the customer linked to, limit with the 10 avatar. Sometimes you might have a more avatar, depends upon you are looking for a cosmetics. You have more avatar of the customer. It depends upon the brands and products you're promoting there. We'll also have a more, some cases we'll not have a 10 avatars. Sometimes we link to the only one or two avatars. So it depends upon what you are offering. So, but usually in average, you can see 10 to 15 avatars will be for any types of customers basis when you look into it. You can classify that way. And you can also, and as I mentioned, you can also have an image coming out. So you can keep it, and you can actually relate that image. Even when you're making your slides presentation, when we discuss about the SEO, you can do that as well. Now, once you're creating your profiles, you also update your skills and endorsement, and it is it also get you connect with the more professionals across the okay across the globe. Now, building your network become very important through these connections as we discussed, and if you're not connecting with anyone, LinkedIn is a very lonely place. It's not like other social networking, and you need to connect with the people a lot. You need to create a connections on a daily basis, and which keep increasing. That should be one of the habits, as we discussed with avatar or not avatar. Sometimes we are not how I say, if you are if you're not connected with if you're not getting connected to avatars, it's very important for us to connect with the many any other people you are interested in. Okay, that is very important for us to have a what is it, the people who can be an investor. For example, you think sometime I wanted to connect with a randomly some people who are a CEO of the company, or maybe an investor, or maybe sometime you are admiring to any connection on a daily basis to make it on. Okay, so very important for it to have that one. Okay, now many people usually uh, you know. Approach. Sometimes people connect you when you reach out to you. You may not think it is it's not relevant. Sometimes we'll have a real connection also getting through them. As we discussed the circle of influence, it's a very important for you to connect to many people, which is the connection request. There is no reason you to reject, but sometimes you feel something not very relevant to you, then you might ask to discuss, to reject. Like your competitors are there, maybe sometimes some kind of a people coming through. So you can actually smell it out, and you can do that. Otherwise, you need to uh, connect that one. Okay. Yeah. Next one is one of the best method for LinkedIn to connect is email contacts, and when you send out an email, you also get email connections to to promote on it, to reach out to the profiles. Now the email, when you discussed about the extraction email with the get profiles, I mentioned it is we can extract the emails of your clients from LinkedIn easily, and anyone you wanted to go, what is it? Uh, you reach out to the set of targeted customers. You want to reach out maybe all the gym. For example, you're submitting a health and gym, uh, health and fitness is your niche, and you are reaching out to those clients. So you want to reach out to the fitness trainers, or so that people actually you can. Uh, it's email contact is very an important part to have it on. Okay, so connecting with the emails become very important aspect, and please do not take it for a lightly on it. Okay. Now, actually, I'm just taking it as our Sheikh is online, and he's wanted to put out some suggestion to talk about his profile. Okay. So actually, I just wanted to tell you it is, it is a quite joking talking about it. He asked me to take care of the LinkedIn profile. So when it comes to LinkedIn, say, and you're talking about LinkedIn, why? So I honestly tell you, all the things which you are talking about, we are not implemented. The championship time is the time, like we discussed in the beginning itself. All of us will be, all the things will be implementing together about these activities. So everybody is a profile. It's connected, and we'll be doing, and we can connect through the email part. So get profiles time we discussed about connecting through the emails part. So email part, that we extracting emails. We used a method, and you can have a email taking. It is looking at the email pattern. Now, when you look into the one company, every company has a kind of a pattern on a email pattern. Like you have a how do we say? Uh, you saw a company like using his first name .co. Then vice president also will be .vp. So you can have an email pattern. So one email you get from this one, and you can actually with the email you can check it. So email part is very important on a LinkedIn profile part. And when you send an email to the client, it also can go to their email LinkedIn profile. So if he is not checking the email, still he can get it to his LinkedIn, which we discussed on the email marketing part, the integration of the social media and email. So here is a one part we need to have that one. Now, to whom you will connect is actually, as I mentioned, all your email contacts you can connect, and automatically LinkedIn also give you an option for you to connect all email contacts and do it. Now, you can also connect with a lot of alumni. So now, the moment you connect to the LinkedIn, another option they gives it is your alumni, the school you studied, the university you studied, and any other institute or in the education segment you had an alumni segment. They will have a profile. That profile immediately you can connect with them, and that will have all your friends, old friends, and we never know that many of them will be customers, they are potential clients, and their friends and their circle will be our clients as well. So you can have an alumni to connect and do it as well. Okay, so this is a very important part. Then, of course, our colleagues. So it depends upon the company you are in. You can have a different colleagues profile too. Uh, okay. Okay, so we can have that as also to connect it with that. Then, of course, the friends. The friends we already there on Insta and Facebook. Then you connect with the LinkedIn. They might sometimes look at strange. So many of the people who are connected to the Insta, hey, you connect to LinkedIn. So there are different characters altogether on a LinkedIn, because they'll see in a very different level about the the connection on it, because sometimes the Insta profile and the connection profile is completely look different. So that's exactly the reason we need to utilize the opportunity of connecting them, understanding about what exactly they're dealing with, etc. is important part. Okay. Now, we also definitely some of the family connections we can do, and you also never know their connection circle of influence how we can do. So, circle of influence, in the point of view when you look at it, is LinkedIn become very important for us to promote on. Okay. Now, there are leaders across the globe, different industries, different places. We can actually utilize these opportunities to connecting those one. Even you can connect with like a Barack Obama and some all these people. They're on LinkedIn, and we can follow them. We can actually connect with them. So we can actually connect with us, stay up to date, and we can deal. Even you can directly reach out to the Warren Buffett. So you can even have a sending out the proposal. There are many people reach out and ask us the proposal as well. Okay, so now once we are done with this, all this, people start connecting, and you also make others can also reach you, and people, and that is exactly the reason the profile when you make it is you should be done in such a way that is people will be able to come and do it. So here is a this will play massive role on the LinkedIn aspect to connect with it. Now you also have a URLs linked with your connection when you give it for your maybe your affiliate URL, your OSMP URL, you can have it, and you can URL actually when you do it is you can actually it customizes that one, and people should get feel it is, so you can customize and give that one as well. Okay, and you can also have a picture of your email, sorry, your image and URL along with that you can do, and it's kind of shorten, like we discussed about the Twitter shortening. You can also do shortening here as well. So when you shorten this one, you can actually, it's look much better. Definitely, instead of seeing something like this always here, this kind of a thing is an important part, right? This will look much better to the people as well. So like a Facebook and Twitter, LinkedIn also has a lot of plugins, and it can also connect from your platform on your from website, and even your product directly can push to the LinkedIn profiles as well. Now, once we have other things, we need to move to something called groups and pages, and it has a special effect according to me, actually, compared to Facebook and Twitter, and it has a different aspect altogether. So, participate in these groups. You can make kind of a good active discussion, and you can have a peer-to-peer communication, and people immediately connect through the LinkedIn part. I think that people make a good connection across the globe through the part. Okay, you can have a fantastic group discussion in the LinkedIn, and indirectly with the 70-20-10 principle really work. You can actually very creative discussion you can bring out. And for example, now COVID-19 lockdown time, how do we keep the fitness? For example, you're selling a fitness part. So how do you keep the fitness part? Now, or maybe you're doing a travel promotion. So now everybody wanted to have travel therapy. People wanted to travel. So you're into travel industry, you're promoting a travel as your niche. So you can start an initiative. Okay, what kind of a travel you promote now? Solo travel, which place you can travel, and what are the things to be taken care additionally. Something like a discussion, you start the destination, the promote, the products you can have. So, or maybe sometime work from home now. So you wanted to have a niche to promote something new. So think about how the product the discussion initiation happened. Through that discussion, you can understand the customers, what they are looking to, what they wanted, and that discussion gives you a lot of idea, and you can have a fantastic discussion initiative, and even indirectly, not directly, definitely you should not do. Indirectly, you can actually promote the products there. And even sometimes you can have an explicit way of discussion as well. You say, I'm in the niche, to whom, how do I reach the clients, etc. Also you can have, but both way. But indirect discussions are more effective, because people know that when you ask a business, there's a different attitude. If you ask another one, is a different attitude, we can have it. Okay. Now, company pages are similar to the Facebook business pages, but LinkedIn profile represent individual. It's a company page that allows to connect with a brand as well. Now, how do you start a company page? That's what exactly I would like you to start with. With your website, you need to have your own. Pages on. Okay, and so this even you're not a company, you just started your own YouTube channel or affiliate website. Still, you can actually make a kind of a company profile, and much more relevant possible details. And your location is very, very important to put. They'll ask you the location, and make sure that your company website profile you're keeping there. And you can also ask, many company people, how many employees are working with you. That's some of the things people ask you. So, if you're alone, you're doing, as I mentioned, it is your spouse or something you're doing, you to give them a discussion, kind of a designation. Give them. Or another thing is the part of a strategy in our campaign time, championship time. One of the campaign we are going to use is, each one of you can use is a you have a consultant, you have a trainer, you have event manager, you have a Digimentor, you have affiliate manager. So all this team you can actually consider as your team, people working with you. So you can also use that one. Now, the which country industry you are in, that you need to mention, and you also mention when it's founded. You can do. Now, if it is a company, how is a private company or a partnership company, or you need to mention that one. Now, your logo. Adding that is a very, very important, and that would make the company page look like a company aspect. That's a very important part. Okay, so it's it's all about projecting as your company page and your brand, not your personal account here. Now, on an example, let's say we put as our company profile there, and we put various posts out there and do that one. Okay, you can also put your videos, employee testimonials and employee information there itself. Okay. Now, so specific community around a particular product and division of the business you can you can have to reach out. Now, once you have that one, now especially you're planning to employ or a partner with a people, show that is your wonderful place to work with. Now, basically, your sub pages of the company can have that kind of a showcase pages. Now, it's a lot of branding opportunities and career opportunities. Branding opportunities you can highlight there, and you can also do a career page, and which also add the value in the kind of people who are working with you if you did that. Okay. So overall, I believe it is whatever the niche you are having. The moment you have a website, you're on a business owner. You're a business owner. Choose the designation you wanted. May not be you're a public limited company, you're a private company, or whatever it is. It's important to have, kind of a what do we say? Now, right, writing, link, write things for you. To show to the people, right things. For example, you like a CEO or like a founder, you like a managing director, you're like a proprietor, the project head, whichever you like it, to use that one and show to the people that is you run this one and you have that one. And it's a starting today and in a long way to go. Think about 2-3 years from now, how your LinkedIn profile looking to. Okay. So most likely, not all the person, most likely you are a LinkedIn person, and it gives you a lot of image, lot of branding advantage extra you'll have. So focus all your strength and show that is you are a part of industry. And it's a great place to do, and you can learn so many things from LinkedIn, and you get a lot of tips from the LinkedIn, and you connect with so many people as well. So both personal and company pages is a brilliant marketing tools. So you need to have personal pages and company pages, and it's keep increasing, and make sure that this over is connected with you. You also connect through a LinkedIn with them. Okay. And this is the various thing, get start today, and so one of the important chapter we are actually completing this one. Now we move to YouTube tomorrow. So I want you to start a LinkedIn today itself and make sure that you start connecting. One day itself, you cannot jump and to connect so many things, as you know, the LinkedIn make you spam. So do not start jumping and connecting so many people. Think about it, few people, even 10, 20, 30 people a day is fine. So as I mentioned, you are defining your avatar of the customer. Start with that avatar of the customer you're connecting. And apart from that, which I discussed with you, your alumni, your schools, your colleges, your universities, the courses, small courses you have done, the workshop you participated, the exhibition you participated, the conferences you participated, and your organization you're involved with, and all the things you start connecting first. That's the first step. And there itself, you can know that's an ocean of opportunity there, because each of your school friends would have been a much richer, large level. We never met so many people. That people will be there, and they will be again professionals or business owners. They have another circle of influence. So please do not take it as a very lightly. All the things will be connected and connected and connected. So that's the reason I'd like you to connect it very seriously, and take it seriously on company pages and the LinkedIn page, because both is important part. Okay. So today we completed on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. I want you to go through the notes and the strategies and setting up all the things which you are talking about when coming to the championship as a strategies. We need to be familiar with. We need to have it as so. For example, you get a championship instruction like that. Share this as business page through your company page to your connections. So you need to have a company page there, and use this kind of a URL, a shortened URL, and use it. So you need to have a URL shortened there, right? So all the things is a connected one, and to do any kind of a campaign. So it should be, now we might use a platform which is connecting with all the 7 social media platform to reach out to the more number of people. So one is you're lacking, your result you're producing also will be less. So again, here also I would like to have you to have a goal of around 10,000 connections. So that's one of the setting a goal. So reach out to the 10,000 goals, 10,000 people over a period of time, not one day. As I mentioned, do not jump and connect to everyone on a daily basis, but spend 30 minutes to 1 hour on a daily basis. So initial stage, go with the people you are interested in. One is, of course, alumni and your schools and university. Definitely, you'll be interested in. One is the people you like to meet, or you're a fan of someone, you're a follower of someone. Connect with them, or you think about you are looking for investors. Think about investors part. You are wanted to have someone to come and work with you. Think about what kind of a person can be partner with us. All these people you start connecting. It's not necessarily day one you get a lot of result. So these people we connected, and you also think about based on your niche, who is your quarterly customer, your ideal customer, your avatar of the customer. Start doing on a daily basis small things, and it makes the major impact. And please do not neglect. And this three platform which we completed is very important. Now we go to the YouTube and Pinterest and Instagram also we cover tomorrow or day after, and then we move to next level. As you know, the YouTube we have covered a lot, so we may not be covering that portion of the YouTube mastery. We are talking about your existing business, how you can do a YouTube part. That will be covering tomorrow, inshallah. And we also try to cover tomorrow Insta and Pinterest as well. Okay. So with this, I'll end now. Thank you so much, all of you. And a few minutes from now, I will be there in the mastermind to take a few questions as well. Okay. Now, thank you so much once again, and I'll see you in the mastermind in a couple of minutes.